Here's Wellington Boone talking about growing up when this was a righteous country.
Back in the days when I was a kid, and we see guys that don't stand strong on principle, we call them faggots. A punk is, in our people, I'm from the ghetto, so sometimes it does come out a little bit. I got another one that I'm going to say in a minute. Stand up for what's right. We say you 65 out, you're 60. That means you don't stand up for principles.
Yeah, there you go.
You know,
I mean, it was a little garbled what he said. I mean, can you just at the end? I mean, after that
after the F word was just calling everybody sissy. If you don't stand on principle, meaning you don't. He's sort of saying that conservatives are sissies for not standing up to the gay people, and the pejorative term that he chose to use for.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but back in the good old days, didn't white people say a lot of terrible things about black people?
Yeah, well, Wellington Boone.
Did that make it okay? I mean, so back in the good old days, we used to say terrible things about gay people and terrible things about black people. So I guess Wellington Boone at this point is opposed to the part about black people because, hey, that was him. But gay people, those were the good old days when we could just stomp on the gays and nobody would have any problems.
Wellington Boone happens to be a black preacher, a black minister, and of course that is one of the great the ironies of the strident anti-gay movement in this country. Of course, is that so many predominantly black churches really continue to preach, not all, but many continue to preach anti-gay hate.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, come on, dude. Wellington. By the way, I love that name. Wellington.
Wellington Boone.
Yeah, I see. Yeah, okay. Gee, I wonder what your parents were trying to do. But anyway, I'll get beyond that. All right, so it's okay. It's not okay when people stomp on you and take away your rights. That sucks, right? I mean, that's racism. That's terrible. Oh, no, you can't have that. Yeah, but when you get when you get a little bit of power and you get a little steam ahead of you and you try to God, because I know God talks to Wellington Boone, and God says, hey, listen, when they hated you, that was bad. But when you want to hate other people, that's great. Go ahead and hate, Wellington. Go ahead. That's what God told you. You sicken me, man. You learn nothing from civil rights. You learn nothing from all the experience that black people had in this country. You're ready to turn around and do it to somebody else just as quick as you have the opportunity. You are a disgrace to the black community.
Big difference. Black people not perverse. Gay people are.
That's right.
Oh,
yeah.
I see.
That's the perversion. And then just in case you don't think...
I remember, because there's a big difference, because black people used to be dirty, and white people were clean.
If gay people would just start sleeping with people of the opposite sex, everything would be okay.
That's an excellent point, Joe. The problem,
if black people weren't born black, everything would have been all right. But, hey, shoot, man, it wasn't up to them. The Bible said it. The Bible says we can have slaves.
Well,
that's the same exact argument they used against your people, Wellington. And now you want to turn around and you want to quote me the Bible? You want to quote me the Bible that kept you as slaves for hundreds of years? Because the white people said, hey, those dark people, it says it right here, Ham, saw Noah naked, so we had to enslave the black people, and it says we can enslave people that are not that are not part of the children of Israel. Hey, it was in the Bible, Wellington. It was in the Bible. Now all of a sudden you want to quote the Bible about hating other people. You're a damn disgrace.
We got an email from George in Virginia. George saying that actually, if black people becoming white, he's all for it.
Is that right?
Yeah, from it's weird. It's just a George in Virginia. So then, lest you think that when preachers, conservative preachers, get up at their pulpit, but they don't tell you who to vote for. Of course, we know that never happens. Now, granted, this is at a summit, a voter summit. He's not preaching to the choir. Well, he is preaching to the choir, but he's not literally preaching to the choir. Jerry Falwell and Pat Robertson are always saying, no, the Christian Coalition, we don't tell them who to vote for. We just give those voter guides. Well, don't make any mistake, and what your last thing you're going to hear from Wellington Boone. You're right. He doesn't say it specifically, but it is. It's pretty obvious what he's talking about and his view of the separation of church and state.
And when a U.S. or senator or congressman says that he wants me to vote for them, and he's not biblically based, if he doesn't have God as his Lord, how can somebody that doesn't feel a need for God lead me?
All right.
You know what I like most about him? How much respect he has for the Constitution.
Yeah.
Wellington, you idiot, you blithering moron, you call yourself a preacher. This isn't a country based on your interpretation of your religious text. If you want that, go to Afghanistan. They had a country, of course, until we invaded. Or live in the Vatican, or live wherever you like. But that's not what this country's based on. We're not supposed to turn to Wellington Boone and say, Wellington, what is your religious text tell me on who I should hate? Let's run our government that way. Biblically based, what are you talking about?
And now, before we hit the break here, the ultimate irony, of course, in all this was a Christian preacher at a values voter summit.
Yeah, your values sicken me. You don't have any values. You're a despicable human being. And you know what? Democrats, will you grow a damn backbone? Will you grow it? When you see somebody like Wellington Boone and everyone that attends there and claps Tony Snow, George Allen, all these Republicans, say to them, these people are sick. They have no morals. They have no values. I'm not going to kowtow to them. I'm not going to capitulate. I'm not going to talk about, how I should appeal to value voters. I'm going to tell you that these people are sick to their core and have no values whatsoever. Well, I'd like to see the day when Democrats do that.